that's published and is influencing other thinkers in other cities, as opposed to us duplicating other models. I think we can get there, but I think sometimes in Atlanta we're like, oh, we're not New York, we're not Chicago, we're not LA. But I think we have some really smart people in this room, we have some smart people in the community, and I think starting with, testing some things, piloting some programs, and doing some original research, that's what I would like to see personally. I'm a dork.
I think it's not in Atlanta. Yale's about to publish a big report on Philly Mural Project and its impact in communities.
Yeah.
It's going to be really interesting. I think
Which
part
is
of our
amazing
challenge.
if you don't know anything about it.
Part of our challenge, I think, in terms of research and piloting things, we just don't have a large national funder based in Atlanta. If you look at the Knight Foundation that's funding things across the country, Pew, these places are national funders and funding really in their local communities. Knight's funding in Knight cities, which is why we're not getting an ArcLights grant.
Trying to figure out if this is successful or not, if we're getting anywhere. When I first started architecture at Georgia Tech, one of the conversations that we had, or actually in graduate school, and I was a teaching assistant for the freshmen, and we're trying to talk to them about sort of what makes Atlanta. And the big question the whole semester with Sabir Khan was like, does Atlanta have a soul?
It's very philosophical.
And honestly, if I think back to what I thought back then, I could find a couple things that I sort of felt pretty good about. But it wasn't, we've got, the High Museum beats any other art museum, hands down. That doesn't get me riled up.
Largest independent book festival in the country.
There are those sorts of things that the ACVB would love to plug and say, oh yeah, it's a great place to live, the quality of life is up there, it's fantastic, you can get anywhere in the country you want because we got the best airport in the world. That's great. But that doesn't resonate. But I think now, whether it's happened by accident or sinister plan, but living walls, the Beltline, these other things, flux, elevate, these things that are sort of grassroots or ground up and not sort of top down. I think what we need to do is we need to implement this big solution that's going to, magically sell all this real estate or convince this convention to come to town or, whatever else, that we need to compete with something else, that's going to give us a soul. But I think we're starting to get a soul or realize we have a soul. And whether it's recognizing, hip hop or the Dirty South or whatever we want to talk about as something that is, it's got Atlanta roots. It's not something that we sort of stole from somebody else so that we can talk about. It's not manufactured solution. But I think now if I had those same freshmen in class, I think probably they would have come in part to Atlanta to school because they were picking up on that soul and wanted to participate in it, and they'd have a much less difficult time articulating it, as would the instructors talking about some examples of these things that are happening and why folks are wanting to sort of come in. And the argument I would have against we need to take the arts out to the hinterlands, because 90% of the metro population lives outside the city, is the city's fantastic. We've got those institutions. It's already here. What can we do to bring those people back in? Because economically, it doesn't make sense. Transportation-wise, all that stuff to have them so far out. How can we be the cool kids or the cool old people that everybody wants to come hang out with, and that you take MARTA and you ride on your bike and you go on the Beltline because that's where it's happening, rather than lost cause, everybody's out there, what can we do to continue to expend all our resources just trying to get stuff out to them? Let's just appreciate the cool stuff we got and make it so enticing that it'd be foolish for them to want to live or participate or work somewhere else.
Remember when I said I love the mayor? It's key.
Bring your tax dollars back into the city.
Thank you guys, really, it's been a good conversation, and thank you for your participation.
I am DTM of DeltaTangoMike.com. We will see you next week for another episode of the Artist King Podcast.